Hello guys, my name is Shin. Welcome to my channel. So, Tokugawa's Labyrinth is back finally, and comes the question, will Matahari get a new kind of update here? That's why I wanted to discuss some possible new updates she can get, what kind of skills, in my opinion, she could change, and anything else. Of course, I would really like a new animation update, but I am not counting too much on that because of the little virus going there. Because of that, they might be going a little bit short-staffed, but if we get animation update, jackpot. I am counting, however, on the skill or Noble Phantasm update, and I want to discuss a little bit what nice changes couldn't be done. Okay, let's check it out. First, let's discuss what works with Matahari. Since she's a one-star unit, she's not really supposed to do insane things. She's a unit to do something well, and her role is pretty much defined, which is doing the buff. Defense debuff specifically. So her second and third skill are pretty great. 60% charm AoE plus 20% defense down. It's pretty good. If you compare to similar skills like Shoot and Dodge or Europa, it might look like it's a bit underperforming, but that's not at all the case. It's pretty good actually. And her third skill,
Double Cross,
with 20% defense down and skill lock, it's insane. It's really good. This one can actually make really good difference if you know how to use the skill lock before the NPC does something that might actually kill you, might save the run. So it's pretty decent. I would say those two skills are both pretty good, especially for her being a one-star servant. What she can achieve with that is pretty decent, to be honest. Talking about her Noble Phantasm is a bit more complicated because on paper it looks great. A 60% AoE charm on everyone looks quite amazing. However, when you start using it all the time, you kinda notice that it is quite underperforming, especially because the debuffs of attack and defense lasts for only one turn, especially when you start comparing with similar Noble Phantasms like Dion. Now her first skill, it's pretty easy to talk about. It's pretty bad. Just enhance a bit star drop. For today's standards, it really does nothing. So this is probably the main target of change, if the update is coming, of course. So when we start thinking about upgrades for our favorite character, we like to go high, right? For example, it's easy to say, oh, I want Matahari charm skill to be the same as Shoot and Dodge. Oh, I want her Noble Phantasm to be the same as Dion. I mean, those upgrades are possible, but are really unlikely. So on the other hand, I want to approach for a more conservative way. For example, the Noble Phantasm, I think they could at least enhance the number of turns that the enemy stays with the debuff. The charm is okay, the charm chance is pretty bad, but it's 60% AoE, it's the standard. But maybe enhancing the chances of the debuffs to hit and staying more turns for maybe 2 turns. 3 turns would be amazing, but staying 2 turns would be way better. Would have many more uses, especially when you are trying to protect against Noble Phantasms. Now the first skill. The first skill, Espionage A++, is interesting because we had a situation with Assassin of Shinjuku where he had an Espionage A+ upgraded just a few months ago to Doppelganger, which is direct enhancement for a quick performance, which I think it would be okay for Matahari, since I like to use her a lot on solo plays. It would be really useful for me, but I doubt they will go this route because it will make Matahari an attacking unit. Sure, they want to make her stay a support, debuff, engine, whatever. So what they could do is a debuff enhancement chance with a high cooldown, so that every once in a while you have a really high chance of charming. It would be pretty interesting, making her role even more defined. Of course, a skill that only does that, it's not really great, especially for today's standards, but anyway, it's an improvement, a huge improvement. One upgrade that I would really like to be tackled on her, that I would be like to see, her first skill, it's her version of Pretense Concealment, that it's the opposite. So they could actually transform this skill in a passive that works only sometimes, I don't know, and change that first skill to a really interesting skill I saw from a new servant in Japan, Salome. Because if you guys don't know, Salome has a skill, the Dance of the Seven Veils, and it's pretty interesting because this dance specifically, in real life story connects Salome and Matahari a lot. They were both known for dancing them. Salome for being probably the first one to be seen with this dance. I think this was the case in the... And Matahari, of course, because she performed Dance of the Seven Veils a lot of times in her lifetime as a performer. For many other facts as well, but so I think there is a deep connection on them for this dance. So I think it would be interesting to give a Matahari a version of this Seven Veil dance from Salome. But the thing is how this dance skill works is after 7 turns dancing, she gives 100% NP to the party. It's pretty interesting. However, during these 7 turns, she keeps losing defense buffs on her. The problem is that Salome actually has defense skills to give to herself. Matahari doesn't. So to make a copy paste of this skill to Matahari would be necessary to give her more defense debuffs. So this skill actually has a downside. So I think copying and pasting wouldn't work that well. Of course, instead of being 7 Veils of Dance A+, it could be simply 7 Veils of Dance A, give a smaller quantity of NP, less turns, and maybe just losing defense or something. But I really would love to see her first skill become a dancing skill. Even not being that amazing, it's an interesting gimmick. I would love to see. So yeah, more than a speculation of what the possible updates for her will be, those are what I would like the most to see. Because she being a 1-star unit, I doubt they will improve her a lot. And I mean, she's pretty decent. Contrary to the most belief, she's actually pretty good for a 1-star. Her hit counts are really low, but because of her NP gain being quite good, being low hit count doesn't really affect that much. She actually can feel her Noble Phantasm really great. Of course, her deck is terrible, but we actually have to deal with that. If they change it, it will be pretty interesting, but I don't really think they will change it because she's an assassin, so it makes sense even though it's bad. So yeah, that's actually the thing that I would like to see the most. Matahari gaining a dancing skill. I think I would really love to see that, and of course would be really thematic and connects Salome and Matahari a lot, which I think in the future they will have some story together. I doubt they put Salome there without knowing that, yeah, they both have a connection. Of course, improving numbers and putting more effects on her charm or Noble Phantasm would be great, but I don't think it will change too much how it works. Of course, if they improve the percentages a lot, it might change a lot how her performance goes, but hey. So, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment saying what would be your favorite change made to Matahari, besides of course animation update, because believe me, all of us want that. Or leave a comment saying as well, what other characters do you want to see rank up in this Tokugawa Labyrinth event? Leave a like if you like and subscribe if you didn't yet, and tell me as well if you like this format of video. It is my first try doing this kind of video, and if you like, I might try to talk other subjects with Matahari or not even Matahari as well. Well, thank you so much. Have a good day.